You know, in the world of data today, AI is just everywhere. But here's the thing. The most valuable skill for an analyst isn't what you might think. It's not about coding faster. It's actually about asking smarter questions. Let's dig into why that is. This quote, it really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. AI is an incredibly powerful tool, no doubt. But its analysis, the insights it gives you, well, they're only ever as good as the instructions you give it. The quality of your questions literally decides the quality of your answers.
So, what exactly is prompt engineering? Let's get one thing straight right away. It's not programming, okay? It's not some complicated new coding language you have to learn. It's just the art of communicating clearly with an AI. And here's the best part. If you can write a clear, detailed email, trust me, you already have all the core skills you need to be great at this.
And the difference it makes? It's night and day. A vague, lazy prompt gets you, well, a messy, confusing jumble of information. Pretty much useless. But a well-crafted, thoughtful prompt, that gets you clean, actionable insights, all laid out exactly how you need them. We're not talking about a small improvement here. The results are fundamentally different.
Okay, so why is this so critical for you as an analyst? It's simple, really. An AI can crunch numbers faster than any human ever could. But it has zero business context. Absolutely none. It has no idea about your company's goals or what your boss actually cares about. That knowledge, that's your superpower. And it's what you have to inject into every single prompt you write.
Look, let's be totally honest here. Good prompts are the bridge that takes you from raw data to actual clarity. Bad prompts, they just create digital garbage. They waste your time and they waste the AI's potential. Getting this right is literally what separates a real insight from just more noise. The good news is there's a pretty simple framework to get this right every time. So let's walk through 3 key principles that are going to immediately level up your AI-driven analysis.
All right, so our framework basically comes down to 3 things. First, you've got to provide rich context. Second, you need to specify the exact format you want. And third, and this is a really powerful one, you can assign a role to the AI. Let's break each of these down one by one.
Okay, let's start with the first key, which is probably the most important one of all, providing context.
Just look at the difference here. On one side, you have summarize this data. That's not a conversation. It's just a command. But look at the strong prompt. It's like a proper briefing, right? It tells the AI its role as a business analyst for a retail company, the goal for an executive summary, and exactly what to focus on. This is how you turn generic data into sharp, focused business intelligence.
All right, so once you've nailed the context, the next step is all about controlling the output. That brings us to our second key, specifying the format.
You have to remember, an AI can give you information in almost any structure you can imagine, but you have to tell it what you want. So don't just ask for insights. Ask for them in a markdown table for your report, or ask for a bulleted list of the top 3 recommendations. You can even get technical and ask for a JSON object. Being this specific about the structure is a game changer. It's going to save you so much time on reformatting later.
Okay, and now for our third key. Honestly, this one is my favorite. I really do think of it as a secret weapon for data analysts. It's called role-playing, and it's exactly what it sounds like. When you tell the AI to say, act as a senior data scientist, or act as a top marketing consultant, you're essentially telling its model which part of its brain to use. You're priming it to think in the specific patterns of that role. It is an absolutely incredible way to unlock expert-level analysis without having to write a single line of advanced code.
Of course, whenever you're learning a new skill, there are always a few common mistakes people make. And trust me, learning what not to do is just as important as learning what to do.
So, the number one mistake I see? Just being too vague. The fix is always simple. Add more context. Another one is getting back a huge wall of text because you didn't set any limits, like summarize this in under 100 words. But probably the biggest mindset shift you need to make is this. Don't think of it as a one-shot command. The best analysis comes from having a conversation. You ask something, you see what you get back, and then you refine your next question. It's a back-and-forth dialogue.
And this whole conversational approach, it's completely changing how we work. Really, the future of data analysis is a conversation.
Just imagine this workflow for a second. Step 1, you ask a simple question in plain English. The AI gives you back an initial chart. Step 2, you look at it and refine your request. You say, okay, that's good. Now break this down by region. The AI updates it instantly. And then your final step. Perfect. Now draft an email summarizing these findings for my manager. I mean, this isn't some far-off science fiction. This is a workflow that is possible for you to do right now.
So, after all of this, what's the one core idea I want you to walk away with?
Here's the most important thing to remember. Learning to prompt an AI isn't really about memorizing a bunch of clever tricks. It's actually a discipline. It forces you to get crystal clear in your own thinking. Because to get a clear answer from a machine, you first have to have a clear question in your own mind.
And that, right there, is the fundamental shift happening in our profession. In this new age of AI, our value as analysts isn't just about finding answers anymore. It's about our ability to formulate the brilliant questions that lead to those real breakthroughs. So ask better questions, and your data will give you much, much better answers.